So today we're going to refinish this chest freezer. This is a chest freezer that I got from my parents many years ago, and it still works. It's in a Nana. It's got deer meat and junk food in it now. It lives there, and then a new refrigerator will live there. My toolbox used to live right over there, and this thing obviously worked as a workbench, as it shows. So with a new refrigerator coming, we decided that this thing looks so meth house that it needed to be either redone or sold. So to redo it, I got this stuff off Amazon: liquid stainless steel range and dishwasher paint. Now I think this stuff is meant mainly for smooth, and I don't know if you can see it because of the dirt. This is actually textured, so we'll see how this turns out. I'm gonna clean this thing first, and we'll see how that works out. Okay, I'm back. This thing's had time to dry. I went ahead and washed it with soap and water. I discovered this while I was cleaning it. March 12th, 1993. My assumption is that's when it was made. So with that, I'm not gonna bother sanding off this epoxy here or trying to pull these dents out. And I'm not even gonna clean off with some acid or whatever the few little spots of rust. This is not a custom powder coat job on a hot rod. This is a do-it-yourselfer at home fixing up an old refrigerator, an old freezer. If this thing can't get the job done, then it's not for the do-it-yourselfer, and that's what I am. So back to the liquid stainless steel product, micro metal technology. Looky there at the top, made in the USA. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? The directions say to clean the thing, clean it with window cleaner. After I washed it, I cleaned it with window cleaner. It says it covers 19 square foot and multiple surfaces, so it should be enough for this. It even comes with the paintbrush you're required to use. And looky there, poly brush, made in the USA. I like this product already. Let's see if it actually works. It basically says with even strokes to paint the thing, let it dry, then you put the clear coat on. So you don't need to watch me paint with even strokes. Liquid stainless steel top coat. So that's the one I'm going to put down first. Liquid stainless steel base coat. And let's see what it looks like. Yeah, it looks like metal. So let's put a little bit of it down and see what it does. It says nice even strokes. That's pretty cool looking. So nice even strokes. This will definitely take 2 coats. Sort of one coat to adhere and one coat to cover. All right, let me get one coat done. I'll get back to you. Okay, here we are. So I'm just about done with the first coat. What I've found is that it says on the side of the package, it says to brush this stuff on. And there's a little dude with the brush. And then in the direction, it says to roll it on and then brush it smooth. And he's got cooler tools, big nice brush to make nice long straight strokes. I ain't got that. I've got the foam brush they gave me and this Whiz roller. What I found is that there's like this sweet spot where if you brush or touch what you've just gone over too quickly, then you basically pull up what you already put down versus, like you see, let's see, see if you see that little spot there. Now watch, I can go right over that. And you see it blends very nicely. I would not brush it. I would go with the flat look. It does come out somewhat uneven, but I think overall it's going to look nice once it's done, because this is without the clear coat. There's an example. See how you go over something you've painted and it pulls up what you put down? That's a chore. So this stuff is iffy as far as like how to use. You gotta get a feel for it. Unfortunately, you're not going to be doing 40 appliances. You're going to be doing your 1 or 2 that need to be redone. So by the time you've gotten a feel for it, you'll be done with, see that there? There it goes. See, it's letting me go over it now. See there how it wipes up? That's a pain. So, and like most paint, you know, most paint will tell you, oh, it covers, 30 square foot. And it does no such thing. It covers, that's like if the sun and the moon align, it will cover 30 square foot. But realistically, for you, it's going to cover like half that. That is true of this product to the max. Whatever you think you'll need in it, get twice as much. So that's finishing out. Damn, there's still a spot right there. Finishing out this front here. And that's just gonna have to do. I'm tired of messing with that. And then this is rolling this side of the first coat. Obviously, I've completed the top rolling. Once it's dry, I'll move on to the clear coat. I'm gonna roll this stuff, see what it does. If it's ready it's ready for me. See how it lets me roll it and like fluff the metal and the paint into the base coat. That technique seems to be what's the most realistic as far as like what a human can actually do who isn't a professional painter. So, and that comes out pretty flat looking, like ready for a clear coat. That's pretty nice. So I'm gonna finish this side up and be right back with you. Okay, so I learned the trick. This stuff is its own best solvent. So if you've got an area where you have a missing coverage, like see here how it's a little white, the trick for that is you lay the brush down in the affected area. So what I'm going to do is, I don't have anything to hold my phone, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the brush down and I'm going to run the roller over the back of the brush like this, pressing the paint in. Let's see if I can show you that. So I'm going to put it here, and then once the paint is pressed in that area, then you can gently kind of buff it into the areas around it. Whereas if you're not careful, you'll pull up the paint you just put down. Now that looks like a touch-up spot, but trust me, I've done it 3 or 4 other spots and it worked out just fine. Now, believe it or not, that little bitty jar with 2 coats. Now I'm not going to worry about this area here because it's going to be next to another refrigerator. But with 2 coats, it did a pretty good job of covering this thing. did the hinges along the back, but I did not do the back. You see there's some unevenness there. That'll just have to be, it looks better than it did. Now to let it dry and go onto the clear coat. See how that works out. So I've got this bad boy covered up. The tale of the details is it may take a minimum of 2 coats. It may take as much as 3 to 5 coats. I would imagine that this thing would be more of a 3 to 5 coats to get it done. So the manufacturer's 19 square foot of coverage is very much like insurance coverage. It's only under ideal circumstances that you actually get that coverage. But it did do a good job for the 2 coats, considering this is a textured and how dirty it was. This is a textured appliance, not a flat appliance. A review I didn't plan on doing with this is this thing. So Polybrush, made by Gen Manufacturing in the United States. This is a foam paintbrush. Now, anybody who's ever used a foam paintbrush knows generally they're about 11 cents a piece, and you'll smear it around, and in about 10 minutes it'll tear, usually right through here, right where the stick is. This foam brush, I mean, I beat this sucker around. I had it yanking every which way, and not only did it not tear, it washed clean with a metallic paint. I'll just put that on there. It washed clean from a metallic paint. The corners are still nice, and this is a good paintbrush. This is a good product. Gen Manufacturing appears to be an Amazon seller. They sell these brushes on Amazon, and I think this is the way to go. It's like $5 for a 3-pack, which is a lot of money for foam brushes. But if after beating them around and like I say, me and a paintbrush rarely get along. If you can paint this whole thing and the end result is this brush looks like this, it's a quality product for an American-made product. So, Gen Polybrush, do that, guys. I just rolled on the clear coat. I used a Fresh Whiz roller, and I just rolled it on this side here. You can see the white. Looks like a pretty good high particle content or high solids clear coat. I think this is the look I'm going to end up with. A little bit of streaking. Is it perfect? No, it is not. Does it look like stainless steel? I don't know. I feel like a Rust-Oleum spray paint might have done just as good a job. I do like the product. I do feel like it's going to hold up better than a Rust-Oleum spray paint, and it was certainly less of a mess to paint this thing with this liquid steel than it would have been to tape off my garage and spray paint. But I'd say all in all, it looks good. I'll put some final close-ups of it after I let it dry all the way. Like I say, I just rolled the polyurethane on, just a clean roller, and just rolled it on. When you put it on, it'll go on the white. Don't let that freak you out. It'll dry. In the camera, it's showing spots that don't exactly exist to the eye. Like all of this here, that all looks clean when you just look at it. You know, that's all greatly amplified by the camera. So is all the unevenness in the color. Doesn't look anywhere near as bad as the camera's making it look. You do see some streaking on top, but it's about 10% of what the camera's showing. There you go. Is it like brand new real stainless steel? No. Does it look better than it did? Yeah. I went ahead and taped off the plastic here and removed the lower drain plug and painted those with Valspar black gloss plastic paint, and it did the job. I didn't worry too much about this side here because there'll be a refrigerator against it. So I'm doing this about a week or so before Lowe's is supposed to deliver my new stainless steel refrigerator for right here. So that'll give it 2 weeks to get dirty, and then I'll wipe it off And we'll see how this stuff cleans up and what it looks like side by side with actual stainless steel. Thanks. Alrighty, it has not been 2 weeks. It has been 6 weeks. And oh, there's stuff behind me. Almost bit it. As you see, it does not look like stainless steel. It totally looks painted next to stainless steel. But again, to the eye, it's like way better than this camera's making it look. I'm happy with it. I think that, and as far as dirt, the dirt factor, I haven't wiped it off at all. It's hasn't really gotten all that dirty, but I can tell you that, well, there you go, you can see some dust on it. But actually a lot of dust. So some final thoughts. One, if you really want it to look like super awesome, your project, first of all, don't expect miracles. At the end of the day, it is paint. The other side of it is plan for 4 coats. I would order enough material for 4 coats to make this work well. And I think you'll be happy with the product at 4 coats. I'm happy with it at 2 coats, but at close inspection, I can see some under coverage. And again, it looked like it was in a meth house before, and now it looks like a nicely or reasonably nicely painted chest freezer. So, kind of full view there. I guess I'm gonna clean my garage too. But I'm happy with it. I would use the product again. I will definitely use those paintbrush brushes again, and I think it's a reasonable product to go with. Like I say, plan for 4 coats if you want it to look super awesome. Thanks, YouTube.